The setup this morning is that we are in for a bit of a uptake. But remember, yesterday's red candle was so big, so huge, that any bounce will be vulnerable to be sold into. But we are also very close to the 200-day moving average, which is something which the markets normally defend on the first test. So let's see how things move. This is, of course, also the expiry week. Sudarshan Sukhani and Mitessh Thakkar joining us now. Gentlemen, good morning. Sudarshan, yesterday you said just step aside for a bit and then we'll take stock of the situation. After yesterday's big red candle, what's the trade now on the Nifty if we open with 50-60 point uptick?
Yes, yesterday we had that interesting, phenomena of the market actually rallying 150 to 200 points from intraday lows before retreating back again. That told us that perhaps 17,000 or 16,950, 17,000 may be acting as a temporary. The key word here is as a temporary support. There was some bargain hunting. There were short sellers who were willing to close their positions. So I think today is an interesting day. It's worth buying into the market today, and we never know how the markets behave. So I would be a buyer in the Nifty and the Bank Nifty both in the morning itself. Either keep a 100-point stop loss from your opening price, or just buy a call, which could be the cost itself could be a stop loss. But I would buy it today.
Okay, fair point.
This is an important trade. It's not something you want to carry.
I got it. So maybe just try a buy trade today. Can keep a stop of about 100 points or so, or take call option, and the cost itself is your stop loss. Mitessh, good morning. Your index trade, both Nifty and Bank Nifty?
Morning, Anuj. My sense is that the structure is still weak, but I do expect a bounce back. So we have kind of exited or taken good profits on the short sides of the trade, but I'm not very keen to go long. The idea being that while we have hit the 200-day average, I think yesterday's gap will again provide a significant level for the index to watch out at the upper levels. So 17,200, 17,300 zone, I think could be difficult for the index to get past. And eventually there's a good chance that the 200 average might give away because the short term and the daily charts remain on the negative side. So we would explore maybe shorting at higher levels, but not buying into the index. But yes, we have clearly taken profits on the short side of trades because of the 200 average, as well as the fact that there was a gap around the 16,950, 17,000. So there is some support here, but it might not last for a couple of attempts. Maybe the first attempt will hold out, we'll see bounce back, but I don't think we'll get past 17,200, 250 in a hurry.
Okay, well, let's talk about individual stocks then. Mitessh, what are you looking at on the buy and sell side today?
Good morning, Sonia. I have a mix of buys and sell calls. On the buying side is Asian Paints with the stop at 3,400 for targets around 3,500. Metropolis is a buy with a stop at 1,485 for targets of 1,555. And on the sell side is Glenmark, sell with a stop at 372. It's a conditional sell. So once it breaks yesterday's low of 365 levels, sell with a stop at 372. Look for targets of 350. And Hind Copper sell on a bounce back around 109 with a stop at 112.5 for targets of 103.
Okay, so some copper is a sell. Sudarshan, more buys and sells or equal?
Well, now you know what I do, Anuj. I don't even have to say it. More buys than sells. I think today would be an interesting day for the bulls. And understand it's a very temporary phase. We'll see what happens later. So I'll start with Coforge. Something is happening with IT stocks. It may be because of the US dollar, values or whatever. Now, Coforge is now moving sideways rather than down. It hasn't participated in that big decline because most IT stocks did their own declines earlier. So that's a buying opportunity with a stop under 3,300. It's a blue chip company. Infosys is a buy. I think, as I told you, something is happening in IT for whatever reason. It's a buy with a stop around 1,355. The only intraday short is Naukri, which is InfoEdge, where very large red candles are being successively made. So maybe it's an intraday short with a stop above 3,775. And these are the two buys and one short sell. So I'm not taking the fourth call because the index itself is a call.
Okay, all right. Thanks a lot for that. Let's take a quick commercial break. On the other side, we'll have the pre-opening rates. We'll also